Hello, my friends. Welcome back to American Lingo Academy. I'm Fiona, and today we're going to learn another 20 high-frequency English words that you will hear and see all the time in daily life. These words are really important because they make up the foundation of everyday English. By the end of this lesson, you'll know exactly what they mean and how to use them naturally in your own conversations. Let's jump right in. Number 1. Out. This is an adverb and sometimes a preposition. Out means away from the inside of something, or not at home or in a building. The opposite of out is in. You'll hear this word constantly when people talk about leaving places, being away from home, or when something is not inside anymore. For example, imagine you're at work and your coworker asks where your boss is. You might say, "She's out for lunch right now." Here's another one. If you're looking for your keys and can't find them anywhere in your house, you might realize, "Oh no, I left them out in the car." People often say things like, "I'm going out with friends tonight," when they're planning to leave their house for social activities. Number 2, about. This is a preposition and sometimes an adverb. About means concerning something or approximately. Synonyms include regarding, concerning, or around when talking about numbers. This word comes up all the time when you're discussing topics, giving approximate numbers, or describing what something is related to. For example, if someone asks what movie you watched last night, you might say, "It was about a detective solving crimes in New York." Here's another one. When you're running late and someone asks what time you'll arrive, you could respond, "I'll be there in about 10 minutes. You might hear something like, "What's this book about?" when people want to know the subject or story of something they're curious about. Number 3, good. This is an adjective. Good means positive, satisfactory, or of high quality. Synonyms include great, nice, excellent, or fine. The opposite is bad or poor. You'll use this word every single day because we're constantly evaluating things, giving opinions, and describing experiences. For example, when a friend asks how your weekend was, you might simply answer, "It was really good, thanks for asking." Here's another one. If you're at a restaurant and the server asks how your meal tastes, you could say, "Everything is very good, especially the chicken." People often say, "Have a good day," as a friendly way to wish someone well when saying goodbye. Number 4, come. This is a verb. Come means to move toward the speaker or to arrive at a place. The opposite is go, which means to move away from the speaker. This word is essential for giving directions, making invitations, and talking about movement and arrivals. For example, if you're having a party at your house and talking to a friend on the phone, you might say, "You should come over around 7 o'clock. Here's another one. When you're waiting for someone who's running late, you might text them, "When will you come? We're all waiting for you." You might hear something like, "Come here and look at this," when someone wants to show you something interesting nearby. Number 5, up. This is an adverb and sometimes a preposition. Up refers to a higher position or toward a higher place. The opposite is down. You'll encounter this word in many different contexts, from physical movement to abstract concepts like increasing numbers or improving situations. For example, if you live in an apartment building and someone asks where your apartment is, you might say, "I live up on the 5th floor." Here's another one. When you're encouraging someone who's feeling sad, you could say, "Don't worry, things will look up soon." People often say, "Wake up" in the morning or turn up the volume when they want something to be louder. Number 6, say. This is a verb. Say means to express something in words or to speak. Synonyms include tell, speak, mention, or state. This word is fundamental because communication is such a big part of daily life, and we're constantly reporting what people have said or asking others to express their thoughts. For example, if you're in a meeting and your boss asks for your opinion on a project, you might begin, "Well, I'd say we need more time to finish this properly." Here's another one. When you're gossiping with a friend about someone's new haircut, you might ask, "What did everyone else say about it?" You might hear something like, "They say it's going to rain tomorrow," when people are discussing weather predictions they've heard. Number 7, now. This is an adverb. Now means at this present moment or at this time. Synonyms include currently, presently, or at the moment. The opposite could be then, later, or before. This word helps us talk about timing and is crucial for describing what's happening in the present versus the past or future. For example, if someone asks if you're busy and you're free at the moment, you might respond, No, I'm not doing anything important right now. Here's another one. When you're giving directions to someone who's lost, you might say, okay, now turn left at the next traffic light. People often say, I have to go now when they need to end a conversation or leave a place quickly. Number 8, at. This is a preposition. At shows location, time, or direction. It's used for specific places, exact times, and in many common expressions. This little word appears in countless situations every day, making it absolutely essential for English learners to master. For example, when someone asks where you work, you might answer, I work at the hospital downtown. Here's another one. If you're making plans with friends, you could say, let's meet at 6 o'clock at the coffee shop. You might hear something like, I'm really good at playing piano when people talk about their skills and abilities. Number 9, 1. This is a number, but it also functions as a pronoun and sometimes an adjective. As a number, 1 means the quantity 1. As a pronoun, it can refer to a person or thing without naming it specifically. This word comes up constantly in counting, in expressions, and when we want to avoid repeating nouns. For example, if you're at a bakery choosing donuts and someone asks how many you want, you might say, I'll take just one, please. Here's another one. When comparing two job offers, you might explain to a friend, this one pays more money, but that one has better benefits. People often say, one day I want to travel around the world, when talking about future dreams and goals. Number 10, hey. This is an interjection. Hey is an informal greeting or a way to get someone's attention. It's similar to hi or hello, but more casual. This word is perfect for relaxed, friendly conversations with people you know well, like family, friends, or coworkers you're comfortable with. For example, when you see a friend at the grocery store unexpectedly, you might call out, hey, what are you doing here? Here's another one. If you're trying to get your brother's attention while he's watching TV, you might say, hey, can you help me move this table? You might hear something like, hey, how's it going? As a casual way people greet each other and ask about their day. Before we continue with the rest of our words, I want to ask you for a quick favor. If you're finding this lesson helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us create more content like this for English learners just like you. Now, let's get back to our lesson. Number 11, they. This is a pronoun. They refers to a group of people or things that have already been mentioned. It's the plural form that corresponds to he or she. This pronoun is essential for talking about multiple people without repeating their names over and over again. For example, if you're telling someone about your neighbors, you might say, they just moved in last week and they seem very friendly. Here's another one. When discussing your coworkers' lunch plans, you could mention, they always go to that Italian restaurant on Fridays. People often say, they say laughter is the best medicine when quoting common wisdom or popular sayings. Number 12, see. This is a verb. See means to perceive with your eyes or to understand something. Synonyms include look at, observe, notice, or understand. This word is incredibly common because we're constantly talking about visual experiences and comprehension. For example, if you're giving directions to your house, you might say, when you see the red mailbox, you'll know you're at the right place. Here's another one. During a difficult conversation with a friend, you might need to check, do you see what I mean about this situation? You might hear something like, I see you got a new haircut when people notice changes in your appearance. Number 13, if. This is a conjunction. If introduces a condition or a hypothetical situation. It's used to talk about possibilities, to make suggestions, and to express uncertainty. This word appears in countless daily conversations because we're always discussing potential outcomes and conditional situations. For example, when making weekend plans that depend on the weather, you might say, if it's sunny tomorrow, let's go to the beach. Here's another one. If you're offering help to a friend who seems stressed, you could say, if you need someone to talk to, I'm always here. People often say, if I were you, I would apply for that job when giving advice about important decisions. Number 14, how. This is an adverb that we use to ask questions. How asks about the way something is done, the degree of something, or the condition of something. This question word is essential because we use it to get information about methods, feelings, quantities, and processes. For example, when you meet someone new at a party, you'll probably ask, How do you know the host? Here's another one. If your friend looks upset, you might ask with concern, "How are you feeling today?" You might hear something like, "How much does this cost?" when people are shopping and want to know prices before making decisions. Number 15, like. This word has multiple uses. It can be a verb meaning to enjoy or prefer something, or a preposition meaning similar to something. As a verb, the opposite is dislike or hate. You'll use this word constantly for expressing preferences, making comparisons, and giving examples. For example, when someone asks about your food preferences, you might answer, "I like spicy food, but I can't handle anything too hot." Here's another one. When describing your new boss to a colleague, you might say, "She's like my previous manager, very organized and fair." People often say, "I'd like to make a reservation" when calling restaurants, or "It looks like rain" when making predictions about weather. Number 16, she. This is a pronoun. She refers to a female person who has already been mentioned or is understood from context. Along with he, this is one of the most basic pronouns in English, and you'll use it constantly when talking about women and girls. For example, when telling a friend about your sister's new job, you might say, "She just started working at the bank, and she really loves it so far." Here's another one. If someone asks about your teacher, you could respond, "She's very patient and explains everything clearly." You might hear something like, "She said she would call you back later," when someone is passing along a message from another person. Number 17, look. This is a verb and sometimes a noun. As a verb, look means to direct your eyes towards something or to appear a certain way. As a noun, it refers to an expression or appearance. Synonyms include see, watch, appear, or seem. This word comes up constantly in daily conversation. For example, if you're in a store with a friend and you spot something interesting, you might say, "Look at this beautiful jacket. What do you think?" Here's another one. When someone seems tired at work, you might comment, "You look exhausted. Did you get enough sleep last night?" People often say, "Look, I think we need to talk," when they want to start a serious conversation. Number 18, make. This is a verb. Make means to create, produce, or cause something to happen. Synonyms include create, build, cause, or prepare. The opposite might be destroy or break. This word appears in hundreds of common expressions and everyday situations. For example, when you're planning dinner and someone asks what you're cooking, you might answer, "I'm going to make pasta with tomato sauce tonight." Here's another one. If you're running late for an appointment, you might worry, "I hope this traffic doesn't make me late for my interview." You might hear something like, "Can you make a copy of this document for me?" when people need duplicates of important papers. Number 19, right. This word has several meanings. It can be an adjective meaning correct or proper, an adverb meaning correctly, or a noun referring to the direction opposite of left. It can also mean a fair claim or entitlement. The opposite as a direction is left, and as correctness is wrong. For example, when someone gives you directions and you want to confirm, you might ask, "So I turn right at the traffic light, right?" Here's another one. If you're studying with a classmate and get a difficult answer correct, they might say, "Yes, that's right, good job." People often say, "You have the right to remain silent" in legal contexts, or "Right now, I'm very busy" when emphasizing the present moment. Number 20, guy. This is a noun. Guy is an informal word for a man or boy. In plural form, guys can refer to a group of people of any gender, though this usage is becoming less common. Synonyms include man, fellow, or person. This word is very casual and friendly. For example, if you're introducing your boyfriend to your parents, you might say, "Mom, Dad, I want you to meet this guy I've been telling you about." Here's another one. When addressing a group of friends at a restaurant, you might ask, "So what do you guys want to order?" You might hear something like, "That guy over there is my neighbor," when someone is pointing out a person they know in a crowd. And there you have it, my friends. 20 more high-frequency English words that you'll encounter every single day. Remember, the key to mastering these words is practice and repetition. Try to use them in your own conversations, and pay attention when you hear them in movies, TV shows, or real-life situations. These words are building blocks that will help you sound more natural and confident when speaking English. Don't worry if it takes time to remember them all, that's completely normal. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep learning. If you enjoyed today's lesson, please give this video a like, share it with your friends who are learning English, and don't forget to subscribe to American Lingo Academy. We post new videos every single day to help you improve your English skills. Leave a comment below and let me know which of these words you found most interesting or challenging. Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Keep up the great work.